The social hall.
I'm saying Charter Hall. Charter Hall. A few weeks ago. And I will send you, actually, I will send you. Do you have some videos of that meeting? I'll just send to you. And you can see. And you'll see people who you can recognize here.
Which is why I say, the chair, I hope Governor can get this. You and me can go and be beaten in
Of
Lumumba.
course.
Let's go. That's why I'm saying, let's have this meeting there in Lumumba.
Chair, let me proceed. Lumumba, again, let me not go into the detail of the meetings that were had. I think 15th February 2021, NMS. And remember, by the way, all these governments that have engaged with you is the same government. Government exists in perpetuity, you know. So whether it was NMS or the city council before ETC, public participation doesn't start afresh in 2022 with a new administration. It is the same. But we will not do it in perpetuity. We have to move. We have to deliver. You know, and it cannot go on forever. That is the point I was making. The LR number is 2097141. That is the LR number of the 290 acres. It exists. And Chair, we will just please share also the copy of the title for them to distribute it. The reservation is for the specific estate. The mother title is 290 acres. Mother. That mother title includes markets, it includes dispensaries, it includes health centers. We're not doing urban generation on health centers. But the title that you create then that reservation for Ofafa Maringo, for instance, the number of acres that are there, is what then you will use to create a joint, a JV vehicle with your developer. And that JV is based on that title. And so the value of that title or reservation, whatever you make, as it were, on top of, plus the value of the houses that will be built, is what gives you the JV value. And then our contribution then is our percentage as a county of all of that. I have had the recommendations about off-site infrastructure. Let's look at how we can do it, because also, you know, the developer is trying to make a profit. Let's see what is workable. But it's a very good point, because, you know, there's of course we do the TIA, the traffic impact assessment, but you know, you might need to widen a certain connection to the main road. You might need to do a bigger connection to the trunk sewer, which we are doing. In the agreement, the major infrastructure is for the county to do. But many of these developers are willing. I told you I met with the Kenya Property Developers Association, together with the Chinese Developers Association. I told them, look, the roads that I am now recarpeting in Hurlingham, in you know, Chania Road, Kindaruma, all of that, have been spoiled by your trucks bringing premix concrete and chuma. You will need to, first of all, I will not give you an occupational certificate until you restore, but even during the period of construction, you must maintain it, expand. And it was, you know, you can think that you're asking a question that is hard and people will refuse. They were very quick and happy to say, yes, we've been wanting to do this, but no one has engaged us in that way. So in the same way, we can see with the developers what else to add. As I said, restoring also, and you know, the heritage of the old estates, you know, the old estates, some of the things that happened in these estates many years ago, historically, for our children to remember what they were. Jericho, the only thing that is holding us right now is a court case that is soon to be determined. And in that case, it will also be a good forum for all the facts and documentation to be brought. You know, Chair, sometimes I wonder, what nefarious intention would anyone imagine that I have against my residents? What wrong thing do I want to do? I don't want those houses. I have committed you get a house. These houses are being built in 24 months or less. If you don't get it, there's an election coming where you'll say, I lied. Why should I set myself up for failure? We're doing these things genuinely because we're seeing where the city is going. I've explained that we have a 10.5 million population in the next 25 years in this city. We must rethink a lot of our housing. And I would love to engage a lot of the resident associations in Nairobi, not just these ones that are in our in our urban renewal, but all of them to be part of what we're going to start the 2050 process. So that everyone can say, okay, in 25 years, I think the city should look like this. This is how BRT should be done. And Chair, you asked about that infrastructure. We're pushing the BRT, we're pushing the metro. You've seen some of the agreements signed in China supposed to help us in the city with traffic management. There are 5 lines that we're pushing. But all these things must be done together. I know there's always been, in fact, when my immediate neighbor started talking about the mistrust, he said mistrust from NMS time, from before. And that tension between government and the people has always been there, you know, until people start seeing the fruits, then they will trust you. But until you give some faith for something to start, you know, nothing will ever be done. So I understand. And possibly once bitten, twice shy. And also there's politics, remember. There are people who are politically motivated that these things are not done now. And they will bring all manner of fear-mongering to you. But as a governor, I will not shuck off my responsibility to do what I know is right and what has gone through the process. I think I will leave it at that, Chair. I don't know if there was something glaring that I could have left out.
I think
the approval, I've said CIDP was all approved at the county assembly. The sessional papers, the MOUs, even reports do not confer land ownership. You have lawyers in this, you have legal counsel in your committee. Land ownership is not conferred upon in that manner. Yes, President Mwai Kibaki was MP for Bahati, and he could have, you know, it's possible that that was what he wanted to do. It reached third reading. I think the senator for Nairobi has explained to you what happens with the law. But you see, now not only will you get a house, but more Kenyans will also be able to get a house. You know, you're, I think, less than 1,000 residents in Bahati. We're possibly going to get 5,000, whatever number. I'll get the specific numbers. So you will get that you know, privilege of owning a house. But think about the other Kenyans. There's somebody right now who is sharing a room with his wife and his children. The wife has to go shower outside in a line and the other men waiting, living in indignity, who is going also to get a chance to get a house. So that's what I'm saying. Yes, you might be 42 residents of that lot 1 of Woodley. You have a right. But so do the other 1,900. They are also Nairobians. So let us not be exclusive, you know, that this is ours, even the other people have parents, and they're Kenyans as you. So, Chairman, let me leave it at that. We're ready to continue engaging, but engagement will not stop us from doing our work as a county government.
Thank you, Governor. That was quite comprehensive. Senators, I'll give you perhaps a minute each if there is any responses that the governor gave that perhaps you want clarification on, or otherwise just a comment. Before perhaps I give just an observation and then...
And Chair, even as I come in, just for context, because I gave you just one example. The first phase we are doing is 3,392 units. Count all those families. This phase 2 that we're discussing, 22,238 families. 22,000. You know the indignity of the squalor we have in housing. That's phase 2. Phase 3, 37,200 families are going to get dignified. That's just the broader context. So yes, the ones who are there are very important to me, which is why we made the commitment, and they're getting that unit of theirs free of charge. But so are these others. So are the 62,830 other families who are in Nairobi today as we speak, Chair.
Thank you, Governor. Yes.
Yes, Chair.
Senator Sige.
Thank you so much, Chair. I want to appreciate the Governor for his responses. I think that what he's actually said is true. One point he made is that there was some public participation that happened even before his term, and others that came after or during his term now. And so for me, Chair, there is still something that's unreconciled, which is on one side, we have the residents who say or dispute some of these minutes because, and also cite that they're not even been signed, saying that they are not perhaps true or they don't happen in that way according to the minutes because they have not been signed either. But on the other side, the county government say that they went ahead. So the part that has not been reconciled for me, Chair, from the responses so far, from the discussions so far, is what happens from now, because there are minutes of purported or submitted public participations, but those who are supposed to be in those public participations say that they were not there and they did not happen. So how do we determine the validity of those documentation as the committee.
Thank you. Again, I was concentrating on this side, and I've just realized that the vice chair of the committee and the deputy whip of the Senate has just entered the room and is a member of this committee. May I ask you, Senator, to perhaps put yourself on record?
Thank you, Chair, and sorry for coming late. My name is Lelegwe, Senator for Samburu County, the Vice Chair of this committee.
Thank you very much. First of all, I want to thank all of us for this.
Just before you do.
Okay, Senator SIFUNA.
Now, listening to the governor, because I think the bulk of the problems here with these 3 estates in Maringo, Jericho, and Lumumba, and the governor might be giving the impression that the leadership of these associations is somehow blocking direct access to the residents, and that there are people who, support the project, and that you say that it is possible that it is majority. Now, the problem we have with that, Governor, is your own documents. Your own documents on public participation. In Maringo, you will see your own words. Most felt not fully included in the project. That's for Maringo. You come to Lumumba, residents disagreed. And in fact, your remarks there, it says, objective not met. The objective of the public participation was not met. And mind you, these public participations, this report, your report, was for public participations on the ground, not in City Hall. And then you come to Lumumba, it says the same thing. I want to understand, from your perspective as a governor of Nairobi, what will be the value of a peaceful public participation in these 3 estates, where they tell you in no uncertain terms they don't want the project? Will you still proceed with it, or will you listen to them? And from the residents' leadership, I want to understand, what would you want this public participation meeting to look like? Because even for you, every time you are sent a letter, you write to my office saying this does not look like public participation. What would that meeting look like to you, so that you are satisfied that it is public participation according to you? I want you to tell me the notice you would want, the venue, the people you would want to be there, if you want the chairperson of this committee to be there, the number of people you want to speak, how long you want the meeting to last. Please, so that we can guide you, paint a picture for us for what you consider an effective public participation. And tell us whether whatever you say must carry the day. If at the end of that meeting, there's people saying we want the project to proceed, will that be sufficient for you to allow this project to proceed? I thank you, Honorable Chair.
Chair, allow me just to say one thing.
Can you speak on behalf of everyone, because of time, on the question that has been asked by Senator SIFUNA? But yes. Go ahead.
Chair, my name's Jenna Chengolo, Vice Chair, Lumumba Residents Association. I just want to make one thing clear, according to what Governor has just said. Ametuweka kama sisi watu wa Lumumba ama Jericho, we are violent. We are not violent. We started with an NMS. Tulikuwa na Madam Marion. She came to the ground to meet us. Pamoja na nani? Kemboi. You can ask Kemboi. Hakuna hata siku moja mtu wa Lumumba aliwafukuza ama waligombanishwa. So if governor can come here and start saying Jericho
I think you're losing a critical moment. Yeah, to answer a question about how we can guide this process forward. Don't attack the governor, and he will not also respond to the things you're saying.
Okay, what I want to
paint a picture for us as a committee. How would this meeting look like?
Okay, since we are the representatives of the residents, we are here to say we need that public participation, but not at City Hall. We can do it at Camp Toyoyo, where all the residents wanaweza kuja, ndio governor asikie vile wanaongea. Senator has been there several times, anajua vizuri. We are peaceful people, hatuna vita. So the residents walitutuma. That public participation, kabla any project ifanyike, wakuje kwa ground Camp Toyoyo, tutasema vizuri, all residents wakuje, hiyo mkutano ifanywe, ndio at least musikie what the residents, isikuwe ni sisi, residents waseme vile wanataka.
Governor?
Wait. Sometimes you forget your chair. Just because I'm lenient doesn't make you chair of this committee. But I just wanted just one leader who has got a bird's eye view position.
But Chair, they have not said what would be different from the previous public. That question has not been answered. Because Senator SIFUNA said, how would it be structured?
I get that question. That's what I'm doing. I want one leader, because I cannot go to all of you because of time. I just want one leader who can be able to respond to Senator SIFUNA's question. Just one. Do you want to choose one among yourself? Should I give it to Kimani? Mgonda? Yes. I give Mgonda? Mgonda, go ahead. But make it short, eh?
Thank you, Chair. I would like to dispel this notion that Jericho is a violent, infested place.
Point of order, Chair. No one has said Jericho is a violent infested place. I have said those are meetings.
Governor,
Chair, allow me.
Governor,
because it's getting.
But I also want you to.
On the 7th of April,
Governor,
my meeting was disrupted at City Hall. I'm not talking about Jericho.
Governor,
I come to Jericho all the time.
Governor, I want to request you that just speak through the chair. That's all I'm requesting you. If we start having people having mic here and there, it will be untidy. Just talk through the chair.
So
yes.
through the chair.
So just a minute. Let me just finish his thought.
I'm just clarifying because the premise of where he's starting is wrong.
I get it, but if you start that way, you're going to each of you cutting each other talking. That they will do that to you as well.
Chair,
so just
Chair,
finish,
because
chair.
I'm the asker of the question.
Wait.
I just want the chairman
just
to understand. Just paint a picture for us. Please forget about what everything else has been said. We have been captured unanswered. Please.
Chair, do you know the opportunity I've given you? I've given you opportunity to tell this committee, if you were to direct as a committee that another public participation is to be done, what would be your desired kind of form of public participation, and what would be your desired outcome? The Senator was very clear, so I just wanted to respond to that on behalf of the others. Don't go into another response to what the governor said, the governor did not say. This specific question that Senator SIFUNA has asked, restrict yourself to that.
Thank you, Chair. In the first place, we are an organized association. Both three associations are very organized. What we are asking, and this is our ask, come to the ground and engage us as your residents. We will create an opportunity where the less fortunate in society, the elderly, the young, and all people across the board will be able to attend that meeting. The committees have blockheads, we have area zones, PQRST, we have representatives, which actually boil up to an apex committee, where we will talk to these people, to the residents, arrange them, and bring them for such public participation. It's not hard. And that is the reason we are there. The other thing I would like to tell you is some of us would not want to disclose what our backgrounds are, what our professions are. However, we have ethics that we live up to, and are expected to live up to, even by our employers. We cannot do the opposite. So we will arrange our people, bring them together, give us ample time. A week is enough. We will bring the people on board, and all of them shall be arranged by these committees you see here, so that each one shall be heard and will present what we need to present, and let them be heard. We are only a bridge between the county government and the residents. They come through us not because we do anything, no. We want them to come, and that's why we'll go to door and bring them on board. That is why they elected us.
I want to give Governor opportunity to respond to the same question asked by Senator SIFUNA.
Chair, the people of Jericho are my residents. if I want to do public participation in Jericho, I will call each and every tenant. I know all the tenants, they pay rent to us. But we will not go through an organization that has blocked previous public participation. That one forget. We can't do that. And that's why I keep giving the example of the meeting 2 weeks ago, where residents were being threatened from even signing the register. People who have come willingly to a meeting are being told to mtaona takutana na nyinyi huko chini. And I will share with you those videos. We will not do that. We cannot. The people who are representatives of those residents are the MCA, the MP, the senator, the women rep, and myself, constitutionally, according to the law. Actually, those are the representatives. But if you see, and the outcome is predetermined, you will incite people and tell them, okay, maybe you don't incite, and tell them that the issue of this land being ours, we cannot budge from that. They would not change their mind. They hold very strongly.
Chair, Governor, with respect, the issue of ownership of land is properly before the National Land Commission. And in fact, Chair, my proposal would be that until that question is resolved by the NLC, maybe that meeting would not be a tenable proposition. And because the meeting before the NLC is on 30th, we as a committee can direct expedition of conclusion of that matter. Once it is clear, then that public participation meeting must occur. Chairman, I want to ask you a question. What is wrong with the county governor calling residents directly? They are your people anyway. And it is like your colleague there rightly said, it is the job of the county governor to convene the meetings, not the residents' associations. What is the problem with the proposal by the governor?
We have this fear. Always it has been selective.
No, it's all of them. Every single person in those estates. Is there something wrong with that?
No, there's
and
not.
You know people who are not residents there. If you see somebody who's not a resident.
We do.
So is there a problem with that proposal?
No.
Okay.
I think with that comes the conclusion. Right? So I think I wanted just to make some observations here that I think
Excuse
that...
Chair, a moment. Only.
No.
30 seconds, 30
No.
kindly.
Please
30 seconds.
understand that we cannot...
30 seconds, please.
If I open it up again,
Please.
it will be... let's proceed because we really need to get conclusion of the meeting. I wanted to observe, first of all, I want to thank you all for the participation that you have brought in. It is almost just a few minutes shy of 6 p.m. And we have really had, I would say robust, but also very heavy conversation. Because I can see how emotions are high on both sides. I wanted to just share some observations that we have had as a committee that could go as a matter of record. Even in that gratitude that we have heard from the governor, we have heard from the resident associations and representation. The first thing I must actually observe through the committee is that the county government of Nairobi is actually not well understood on its intentions, including the said development project and program, at least from the representation that we have in this room. There is no convergence in terms of just proper understanding between the county government of Nairobi and yourself in a number of variety of issues, and we're just making a valiant, all-encompassing observation in this, because that is what has led to a number of trust deficits that we're seeing, punches coming here and there. But alongside that, I also think that has also led to a very serious lack of goodwill, especially from the associations and the county government on both sides. I think I'm struggling with goodwill, and I think that members have also observed that there's a struggle with goodwill to resolve sometimes on some of these, outstanding issues. And it's interesting that some of those issues are also before the courts. So, for instance, when you talk about Woodley, there are issues that are standing,